Hello everyone, today is the 24th video of my web development practical video series. Today I'm going to explain the 24th question of the question list. So let's go to our question list, and here under day 5 we discuss the question 1, and it's also the question 23, and here's the question 24. Okay. This is a new question set. Let's read the question first as usual, and after see my design and then review the code. Here's the question. You are assigned to develop the product uploading section of a website that is being developed for a supermarket. It should be done step by step as follows. The first thing to do here is to create the relevant web page. You are not allowed to use Bootstrap. Be responsive and use media queries to do that. The colors applied to the buttons and the background should look like the ones below. Okay. The client should be able to manage these informations: product name, category, brand, model, quantity, price per unit, expire date, and image. You can see in this question we have to create a product registration page, and here are the input fields. They are the requirements we have to gather, and here in the button you can see it have a gradient color, and we have to add a button like that too. And in this case the very important part is we can't use Bootstrap 5 framework to make this web application responsive. If you didn't know about Bootstrap is a framework, a CSS framework with pre-made buttons and colors, and also the forms, and we can add responsiveness to our web application using Bootstrap 5 framework. We can't use that Bootstrap framework. We have to write media queries to make the web application responsive by ourselves. Okay, let's go to my answer and also the web application I created. You can see this is the web application I created. It's a very similar one to the image they gave us to refer, and here are the input fields: product name, category, brand, model, quantity, price per unit, expiry date, and also the product image. And here are two buttons, register and product, and they have gradients, and also you can see I added some animations to these two files when I am hovering over it. Okay, this is the design, and now I am going to show you how I create this design. Okay, but before that let's see how this application work as a responsive site. Let me let me decrease the the screen size of the browser, and let's see how this design react to that screen size. You can see in lower screens like this one, this is the mobile view, and you can see the design changed appropriately to that specific that specific screen size, and it tried to show all the necessary details to the user in that same screen size. And when I'm increasing the screen size, you can see it changed to the normal view. Okay, that's how I created the web application responsive. And let's go to the code. Here we are in Visual Code Studio. Here day 5, and here's the question number 2. Okay, here's the answer, and this is the index page. You can see this is a very simple index page. In this page you can see input fields: product name, category, brand, model, quantity, and price per unit, and also the date and image. you can see in these input fields there are these input fields used for different purposes, like in the product name it will store the name of the product as a string. So the user can type text or numbers. Category is the same and brand is the same, model is the same, but in quantity it's not very suitable to let the user write numbers in this quantity field. He should only write numbers, and you can see I'm trying to type values, but you can see only the word E can be typed in this input field, because E is a mathematical value, and in this field only mathematical or numeric values can be stored. Okay, I will show you how I created that part, and also the price per unit is the same. You can see E can, the word E can, sorry, the letter E can write in this input field, but and the numbers, but other words or characters are not allowed in this field. And here in the expiry date, it's not very suitable to write anything in this input field as the value. It can only store a value in date format. That's why I use this method. You can see only the date can store in this input field. And also the product image. In this product image, the user could open, user will upload the image of the product. So we have to create a appropriate method for that one. You can see when I click on the choose file button, it will open a window to select any image in our computer, and you can see only images are allowed in this when we are selecting a file. And these are all the input fields, and let me go to the code. And in this code you can see I added a type attribute, and in product name and category, brand name and the category, brand name, model name all have the type as text. And in the quantity field there I changed the type to number, and also in the price per unit input field the type is also number. That's why it only allows us to write only numbers, and you can see E is a mathematical value, so that's why it only allows that letter E to write in this input field. But E is not relevant to E is not relevant when we are storing data, but we can validate these fields in our server-side process.php file. So process the file we are processing these details when we are storing when we are inserting this data. Okay, and after that here you can see in the date input field the type is equal to date. That's why it is showing this format. You can see a calendar to select the date. And after that in the image input field you can see the type is equal to file, and there's another attribute called accept, and it's equal to image slash this is the asterisk mark. This means this input field only allow to select files, and also it accepts only images. The asterisk mark is the asterisk mark means the image types like JPEGs, BEngs and GIFs. These are the three image types, and this, when we are selecting a file in our computer, it only allows these three image types. Okay, and after that, here is the register button and also the product view button, and these are the HTML elements I use to make the structure of my web application. Now I'm going to show you the CSS file I linked to change the appearance of the website and also make the website responsive. You can see there are classes I added and also background colors like that. When we use CSS, we can add in we can change the appearance of the web application. Actually, enhance it can enhance the, we can use it to enhance the design and the view of our web application. And now I'm going to show you the media queries. You can see these are the buttons, and those buttons have the background colors. In this case, you can see we had to add a gradient. I use background image attribute, and its value is linear gradient, and here are two colors I used to mix that gradient. Here you can see this is the gradient, and the other button, the product view button, is also the same. And after that, you can see there's another class, and here its input hover. That means when we hover on that button, it will change its background color to this color. You can see that there's the same color. It will change the gradient to this solid color, and also change the border color, and I set a transition time to that animation. That's how I add this animation of these two buttons. And now I'm going to show you the media query. Here you can see there's only one media query. At media means we are starting the media query, and I set the max width. Max width is it will check the screen size of the browser or the device screen, and it checking if this screen size is 575 pixels. And you can see it will change the values of these classes, the attribute of these classes to these attributes and values until it reaches the pixel amount, or the width of the pixel amount of the width 575, and until it reach 575 pixels of width, it will show it will change the attributes of these classes to these attributes and values, and after it reaches pixel 575, and it will change to these. You can see the BL class have different attributes and values in this part, but in the media query it changed to display block. BL is the class I added to this index. Let me go to the index page. You can see in this index box its class is BL, and also in this index its class is equal to BL. So there are two BL classes in two divs, and first one contains the product name, category, brand and model, and second one contains quantity, price per unit and date, and also the image. In the design you can see in a larger screen these two divs will show side by side, but it reach the screen width of 575 pixels. The BL class attribute will change to display block. When we change the attribute to display block in these classes, these two divs will no longer show side by side. They will show on top of each other like this one. Okay, that's how that media query works, and it allows us to show all the necessary details to a user who use a smaller device. That's why we use that responsiveness to our web application. So I think I covered all the parts in this question, and I think that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.